What's up? I'm Smog here, and today we'll be building a custom video player with React and Tailwind CSS. Yeah, so this is the design that I've come up with for the project. The code is available on GitHub. And there's a link in the description for you to access the code. If you go to the demo branch, that's where the code is. So you'll see the code for this project within the demo branch. Also, there is a Netlify link that you can check out to see this in action. Okay, getting that will take some time apparently. So yeah, let's get into it so I don't waste your time. If you're live on this session, just drop a comment in the comment section and let's just have some fun. This is not supposed to be like a serious session and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, so let's get into it. So let me add this guy and come over to VS Code. So yeah, so this is the main branch, and basically what I've done so far is just to create a boilerplate for this project, which is installing Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS is actually very easy to install, by the way. So I didn't want to waste your time by trying to install Tailwind CSS from scratch and all. Yeah, and yeah, so I'll just check out to a new branch here and say just check out BAO live stream, which is for this live stream. And so let's get into it. So far what we have right now is a video component, and the video component basically accepts a source, and that video is stored in Cloudinary. So this is the video. So if I'm running this server at the moment. So if I come over here, local host 3000, you have the default HTML player that ships with HTML5, right? So the problem with this player is that you can't customize it with the way you want using CSS. So you literally have to like disable all of the controls and start writing your own control from scratch. And why this look a little bit easy, I've tried to work on this in some project that I'm working on at the office, and I just discovered that it's actually a bit much more complicated than it looks. So that's why I'm making this video, by the way. So yeah, so let's get into it. So like I mentioned, so far we have a video component, and what the video component does is just basically what your default HTML, what your default video component does. So you have controls. I'm going to remove controls right now. Save it up and refresh. And now we can no longer play this video. So I'm going to start by adding just dummy elements on the page so that you can see components that at least is supposed to be the future control of this video player, right? So I'm going to come over here and create a wrapper, put the video inside of it, right? Then I'm going to add a div, yeah, and I'm going to call it video overlay. So I'm going to come over here and say video overlay. Comment that out, save it up. And of course, this doesn't show anything right now. I'm just going to come over here. So let me split screen so that you can see what's going on as I do it. Oh yeah, that's something I should have done earlier. Okay. These things are funny, yeah? Okay. Window, title to left of screen, title to right of screen. Cool. So yeah, so that's the video overlay. So I'm going to come over here and create a new style, const video overlay equals CTL, and I'm going to call this relative. Its class name equals video overlay style equals video overlay style. Save it up. We can't see anything yet. Then for this guy, I'm just going to make it absolute. So I want it to stay on top of the video itself, right? Then the BG would be black. The width will be full. Then the height will be full as well, right? Then left 0, right 0, top 0. Let's see, yeah. So this guy overlays this guy right now. Cool. But that's not really what we want here. We don't want this guy to overlay. So right now, I'm just going to remove this background color, and I'm going to create the progress bar for the video, right? So what I'm going to do is this. So I'm going to call this guy progress bar. So I'm doing styling first before doing any form of logic. I'm going to do progress bar and I'm going to say div, right? And so yeah, I'm going to say div and I'm going to extract the classes into variables outside of the major component itself. So I'm going to say const uh, progress bar style equals CTL, right? Then I'm going to say bg white, right? Bg white. Then the height will be 2. I can adjust that later, of course. Then the border, just let's do 2 as well for now. Then I'm going to come over here and say class name equals progress bar star. Save it up and let's see what that gives us. Okay, yeah. So it's here. So I'm going to 2 is too much. I'm just going to come over here and do 1 pixels. That's too much. I'm going to do 2 pixels. All right, cool. So I'm okay with that. I'm going to make this. So this is the progress bar inner, right? So I'm going to, I think that is too small. I'm going to make this guy 4 pixels. Yeah, so 4 pixels is fine. So I'm going to make the width 90%. Going to make the width 90% seems too much. I'm going to do 98%. Then I'm going to do a margin. I'm going to do a margin auto. That's it at the center. Cool. Up next, I am going to add the inner div because for a video, right, you need to measure the progress of that video. So I'm going to add another div inside of this guy. So I'm just going to come here and say div. If you're on the live stream, please drop a comment in the comment section. If there's something I'm doing that you don't understand, you can ask questions and let's just have some fun. So this incorrect. Then I'm going to come over here and say const progress bar inner style equals CTL. And for now, I'm just going to say the background should be red, BG red. Save it up. And of course, come over here and say class name equals uh, progress bar inner style. Let me just copy and paste this. I don't know why IntelliSense is not working or wasn't working for that. Okay, yeah, so then I'm going to create a width of let's say 50%. Since inside of this guy, then it's going to take 50% of the width, right? And this is what we have so far here. So with 50%, then the height should be full. Let me confirm. Div bg red with 50%. Let me do bg black. Yeah. So you can see that this guy works. I don't know why red is not working. So, but we can work with black for now. Or let me just come over here and pick the color. Let me just come over here. TailwindCSS tips. Open editor. So let me just go into the Figma file and pick the color directly. So while that is loading up, so what I want to do right now is okay. Yeah, so I think I can pick the color from here now. So yep. So that's the color. I'm just going to come over here and say BG, save it up, and come over here. Boom, and it gives us that. Awesome. Awesome. So the next thing I want to do is, I don't want it to be at the top here. I want it to be below, right? So what I'm going to do is, this guy is absolute. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do flex call, right? Then items end. That should be justify end. End. All right. So it's now at the bottom of this guy. So that looks so good. so far for what I want. So I'm going to do, yep. So, all right. So, however, I don't want this guy to touch the base of that. So I'm just going to do a margin bottom, a margin MB of, let's say, 24 pixels. That's too much. Let's do 18 pixels. Save it up, and we have this. Amazing. Cool. Now, the next thing we want to do is I want to add a play and pause button for the user to be able to play and of course pause the video, right? We'll come back to animating this progress bar down the line. For now, we are going to just focus on like some logic, that is some JavaScript, right? So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to say controls, video controls, comment this guy out, and I'm going to say div. I'm going to create a div for that, and I'm going to create a button, right? And I'm going to just say play, save it up, and we have this guy, which is fine by me for now. So what I want to do now is I want to make sure that this play button plays this video when the user clicks on it, right? So I'm going to come over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look, so this is the video, right? I'm going to add a use ref to this video, and I'm going to say use ref, so const video ref equals use ref, then make it null, then ref equals video ref, right? And to play the video, I'm just going to come over here and say const play video equals, this is a function of course, right? Video ref dot current dot play, save it up, and I'm going to come over here and say on click equals play video. Cool. So let's see if this is going to work. Play this. So, but we can't pause this video yet, right? So we need to monitor if this video is playing or not, right? So I'm going to create a new state for it. So I'm just going to say const is playing, on set is playing equals use states, and by default it's going to be false. Import, then I'm going to import use states, import use states. Set is playing equals that. So play video. If the video is playing, right, we want to pause the video dot current dot pause. Else we want to play the video, right? However, when the user clicks on pause or play, what we want to do is we want to change the state to the opposite of whatsoever the state is, right? So I'm going to say set is playing to be playing, right? Say rev, okay, current play status equals not current play status. So what that means is if it was false, it's going to make it true. If it was true, it's going to make it false. So save this guy up, and let's see what this gives us now. So what I expect now is that if I click on the play button, it's going to play the video for me. While the video is playing, if I click on the play button again, it's going to pause the video. So if I click on and it pauses. However, we need to communicate with the user like clearly if the video is playing or not. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to say it's playing. If it's playing, then return the text pause, else return the text or show the text. Play. Return sounds overly technical. So let me refresh this page. Then play. So you have the pause text now. Pause, then play. Boom. Our first job here is done. Getting the play and the pause button to work. But there's still a bunch of things that we may want to do though. And one of the things is this is so because I've worked on this project, right? This video has already been cached in the server. So we want to be sure that this video so we want to be sure that this video actually has been successfully loaded or can successfully play all through because we are not building a streaming platform like Netflix or YouTube, right? So you want to be sure that this video can successfully play through before you allow the users to like play and pause, right? So I'm going to add a new user. So somebody says, what's the difference between coding and wizardry? Sorry, a question from a layman's view. Well, every profession has its own specialty, and when people do what they do, it's going to appear like magic, right? So yeah, there's no wizardry. It's just learning over time and becoming good at it, right? So what I'm going to do next is so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add a new prop to this guy and say on can play through. So first is I'm going to add a loading state, right? So const is loading because obviously you're loading this video from a server, right? So and if you're loading a video from a server, you cannot guarantee that that video is going to load and is able to play through automatically. So I'm going to add a new state and say it's loading because set is loading, right? Equals use states. Uh, by default, yeah, true. You're expecting it to be loading by default, actually, right? And yeah, set is loading. Then I'm going to come here and basically just add a new paragraph. Basically just add a new paragraph. Oh, let me make it a div. We can make it a div, we can make it a paragraph, whatever. And I'm going to come here and say it's loading. It's loading. If it's loading, do something. If it's not loading, do something. So if it's loading, calm down and grab a cup of coffee when it's loading. So it's loading. Okay, yeah. So of course it's going to remain at calm down because it's loading is true by default. So when the video can play through, so on can play through. So you have on can play. On can play simply means that enough data has been loaded about the video that the video can begin to play, but the video is going to buffer some minutes down the line, right? But on can play through means that the video has fully loaded into like the browser and the video can like play from beginning to the end. So that's what you should use instead. So on can play through, basically what I'm just going to do is I'm going to set is loading to false, right? So let's refresh this page. You can see it showed calm down and grab a cup of coffee. Then that calm down and grab a cup of coffee went away. Cool stuff. Now, that's not the end of our problems, right? The next thing we want to do now is we want to, so the next thing we want to do right now is we want to get the duration. We want to, so the next thing we want to do right now is we want to shit. Get I add, I add something open. Interesting. Okay. All right. So so the next thing I want to do right now is want to check how long it's going to take, like how what is the length of this video. So and I can literally just do that and come over here on can play through, can literally just say alert video ref dot current dot duration. So that's going to tell us the duration of the video. So let me refresh this page. So yeah, so it's telling us that this video is going to take 24 seconds, right? So it's going to quote the it's going to code the duration in sec. So that's fine. Now, what that means is if we have the duration of the video, we can create an animation that will last for 24 seconds for this video. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, so inside of the progress bar class, inner class, I'm going to say progress bar inner, right? I'm just going to do that, right? Then come over to the CSS file, look for the CSS file. If you're just joining this live stream, please feel free to drop comments in the comment section. Let's band and stuff, right? So I'm going to come over here and say progress bar inner, right? And I'm going to create an animation. So I'm just going to say animation, right? I'm just going to say animate bar. I'm just going to call it animate bar. It should last. So for now, because we know the duration of this video, we are still going to automate that process, right? We'll say it should last for 24 seconds, linear, forwards, no delay, and all of that, right? Then the animation itself will be at keyframes, right? Then the identifier is animate bar, right? And we are just going to do from 0% width from 0% to 100% with 100%. Let's save it up and let's see. So the reason why I create an external animation for this guy is so that the animation is smooth. If you use something like scale, or let's say you are just trying to like adjust the width like manually based on like the position or the duration, right? The animation is not going to be smooth. It's going to be jagged. So if you create an animation, you can control the animation play state or running state and all of that. I'm definitely going to show you how all of that works, right? But you can just know that you can do all of that in order to like get what you want. So so what I'm going to do, so one thing that is obvious here is that we can animate this progress bar, right, based on what we have here, right? However, I'm going to come over here and say that the animation play state should be paused. So that means that by default, the animation will not run. The animation is paused, right? So animation's play state is paused. Then the animation duration, I'm going to remove that as well. So there is no duration for the animation right now. So let's refresh and let's see what that gives us. So the width is just 100%, and that's that. So now I'm going to come over to the video component, right? Then the width, I'm going to set the width to 0% by default so that it doesn't show anything. Let's refresh that. Alert. Okay. Oh, okay, of course, because okay, yeah. So because there's an animation, so automatically it just finishes the animation. Okay, that's fine by me for now. So I'm going to come over, or let me just say, okay, no, it's fine. So I'm going to come over here to the video component. Then I'm going to come over to the progress bar here, and I'm going to add a style property, right? Then the properties I'm going to add is animation play state, animation play, animation play state, animation play state, right? And the value is going to be based on if the video is playing or not. So if it's playing, animation play state of course should be running. If it's not playing, the animation play state should be paused, right? Good stuff. Save it up. Then the next thing we want to deal with is the duration of the animation. So animation duration should be so if it is playing, if it's playing, right, then the animation duration should be the length of the animation, right? So I'm going to come over here and just pick video ref.current. Of course, I will still make it better. I might not. If it is playing, then this guy, then 0 seconds. Then I need to add an S here. so that gets the accurate animation. So let's see what this is going to give us. Refresh this page. I expect something to go wrong. Let's stop alerting this guy. I expect something to go wrong, actually. Okay, so let me pause. Okay, yeah. So now that I've paused, so when I pause the video, okay, yeah. So it should not be anchored on is playing. It should be anchored on whether the video is loading or not. So if the video is loading, if it's loading, right? If it's loading, the animation. So it's just let's just flip the logic. If the video is loading, because at that point in time the video has not fully loaded, so the duration for the animation should just be 0 seconds, right? But once the animation is fully loaded, you want to use the duration of the video. So save it up and let's refresh. Let's see what this gives us. So yeah, boom. So you can see. So I can continue this guy now and it resumes. Yep. And that's it. So we have the play and the pause button and we have the progress bar. The next thing we want to do, let me see the design, is we want to be able to show how long each of the video has taken. Sorry, this window is taking. So this is basically it. So we want to see how long each of the video has taken. So for that, I'm going to do something here. I have to get the current time, right, of the video, right? And I also need to get the duration of the video, which is something that I've gotten over here, but I need to save them somewhere in a state. So I'm going to come over here and say const current time, right? Set current time equals use state, right? I'm going to make this 0. Then const video duration, right? Current set video duration, right? Equals use state 0. Cool stuff. So I'm going to come over here to so inside of the video controls, right? I'm going to create a new div or a span. I think a span might be much more appropriate, right? Sorry, if you guys can see me, please let me know. It seems my headset is going out. So so I'm just going to say current time, right? Um slash video duration. Save it up. Says set current time is assigned a value but never used. Okay. So we'll come around to that. So yeah, so we have play, right? So so I'm going to do something, right? Basically what I'm going to do is these guys are too close to each other, so we can't really see what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and just add some additional styling. So I'm going to call it so let me just come over here. I'm just going to say const video controls style. ETL L, and I'm going to say flex, then space between, space. Then I'm going to come over here and say class name equals video controls. I don't know why IntelliSense is not working. Okay, yeah, because this guy is span, so I'm just going to say this is an inline element, so I'm just going to say inline block. Let's see what that gives us. Let me make it a paragraph. Let me make it a paragraph. Oh, interesting. Add flex row, flex row. Okay. Oh, it should be justified between. Sorry, it should be justified between. Yeah. So you can see now the two is now that. However, there is one last thing I want to do here, which is you can see that this guy is touching the edges, the left and right edges of the canvas or the screen, unlike this guy. So basically what I'm just going to do is for this guy, the width is 98%. So I'm just going to do basically the same thing for this guy. So I'm just going to say width is 98%, 98%, then MX auto. Save it up and let's see. Good. Perfect. So now, what I want to do is, so on video can play through, on video can play through, on video can play through. Where do we have that? So I want to set the video duration to be video ref dot current dot duration, right? So what that means is I can now come over here and say, okay, yeah. So if I come over here and say video duration now, save it up. Let's see what that gives us. So so yeah, so it's showing 24 point something something something, which of course is ugly. We are going to format that later. So for current time, right now we can't get. So if I play this video right now, moving, but this value is at what do you call it, is at 0, right? So in order to get the current time, we need to add a new prop to the video component, and that video prop is on time change. So this allows us on time updates, right? Yeah. So this allows us to monitor as the time is changing. That is the progress, like as the video is playing now. So it allows us to monitor. Oh, the video is playing, the time is changing, and yeah, so that's basically what it does. So I'm going to create another function called on time update. Then I'm going to come over here and say const on time update. First this guy, right? And for now, so I'm just going to say set current time to be video ref dot current time, right? Yeah, I believe that should be the right thing. So let's see what it gives us. Let me refresh this guy, then play. And that's it. You can see that this guy is changing now. Cool stuff. So what we want to do right now is, so what I want to do is, of course, these numbers are, of course, very, very ugly. So what I want to do is I want to format these numbers into human readable, into something that is human readable, something like convert it to like minutes and seconds, right? So what I'm going to do basically is I'm just going to say const convert say for there are external libraries that you can use for this, but I've decided to just use like to write this from scratch because this is a very simple project. So I'm just going to say const format time, right? I'm just going to say the time or the duration. Let me just do duration, right? So right. So basically what I'm going to do is const. So we need to get the minutes and the seconds. So the number of minutes. So the number of minutes in, let's say, 130 seconds, 180 seconds is 6 minutes, right? So I'm going to say const minutes, const minutes equals duration is equals duration. So I'm going to say const 1 second equals 60. Clean code principles and shit, right? I'm not the I'm not the best when it comes to clean code, but then of course when we get the chance to do things like this, then do 1 second, right? Then I'm going to convert this to an integer. So I'm going to say pass int. So that way we take only the integer value. So if you have something like, let's say 150, 150 divided by 6, right? 150 divided by 60 is going to give you 3 points something, right? So what we want to do is we don't want the point part, we just want the whole number, right? So in fact, what I should be doing is math.floor. Should be math.floor, not this guy, right? So the seconds now, right, will now be minutes will now be, so seconds now equals minutes will now be the duration, right, minus minutes multiplied by 1 second. So if you have 3 minutes, for example, so 3 multiplied by 60. Okay, yeah. So if you have 3 minutes, for example, 3 multiplied, if you are dealing with 150, for example, right? Math.flow is going to give you 2. That's the minute. So 2 multiplied by 60 is going to give you 120. Then the duration is 150, right? 150 minus 150 minus 120 is going to give you 30. So that's the seconds, right? So I'm going to say const time now equals const formatted time, formatted time equals I'm just going to do a template later right here. I'm going to say seconds, right? Seconds and seconds and minutes. Full stop. Then return formatted time. Return formatted time, right? Then I can come over here and just say format time. I can of course run it in the onUpdate function and stuff, or the set when we are updating the, but I think I'll just prefer to do it here so that we can still have the raw duration that they are getting from the API. So save it up and let's see. So this gives us 0, 0. So it should be seconds. Shouldn't be minutes then seconds, right? If you have, yeah, it should be okay. Yeah, so this should be, it should be minutes. Oh yeah, so minutes comes before seconds, right? Minutes come before seconds. Oh shit. It should be hour, minutes, then seconds, not seconds before minutes. So save it up. Yeah, cool. Right, but we need to do math.flow for this guy as well. Math.flow. Or we can do math.seal so that it gives us the upper value. Nice. So now we have 0, 0, 0, 0. But I have a tiny little problem. And the problem I have is that this is showing 0, 0. In real clock, it's going to show you something like, let's say, it's going to show you something like 0, 0, 1, 2, right? So so what I'm going to do is just create a very small utility function to pad things on the left, to add zeros for items that have like less than 10. So let me just go ahead and write the function, right? So I'm just going to say const 10 pad, right? And I'm just going to say time, right, equals this guy. So if time is less than 10, basically return that time with 0 before it, right? Else, just return time. So I'm going to come over here and say 10 pad, 10 pad, 10 pad equals this guy, and 10 pad. 10 pad is a terrible name, by the way, to name a function like this. So just save it off and let's see. Cool. Can you see what I'm saying right now? So you now have 0, 0, 0, 0, you have 0, 25 and stuff. So if I play this video now, you should see the value of this guy changing. So if I click on play, so yeah, so let me pause this guy. So let me refresh this guy. There was an anomaly behavior that I observed now. So save it up, play. Yeah, 2, 4, 5. So I don't know if the audio is playing, right? I don't know if the audio of this is getting out. Somebody on the live stream, can you help me confirm if the audio from this video that I'm playing is getting out? Because so what I want to do is I want to play the video all through, right? Like play the video all through, and let's see what happens when the video ends and when I try to like play again. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So can somebody help me confirm if the audio from the video is getting out? Or let me just continue playing since nobody's ready to drop a comment. Good. So now this video has finished playing and it's still showing pause. It's not supposed to show pause, it's supposed to show play again. So that, oh, the audio is not playing. Thanks for confirming. So it's not supposed to show pause, it's supposed to show play so that you can restart or you can start playing the video from scratch again. So here's what I'm going to do. So there's a new prop or there's another property that you can add onto the video property, onto the video, right? So I'm just going to come over here and say on ended, on ended. So if the video has ended, what we want to do is we want to set, so since the video has finished playing, right? So what we want to do is we want to set, what's happening here? So, okay, yeah, so that's the problem. So on ended, we want to do, we want to make sure that we set is playing, want to set it to false. So save it up, let's refresh, and let's play this video again. All right, cool. So you see, the video is now done playing, right? And it's showing the play button. So if I click on play, oh, nice. But, oh, thank you so much for confirming. So now, so the video is done playing, right? But the video is done playing, right? The video is done playing. The progress bar is not resetting. The progress bar is not resetting. So we need to look for a way to reset the progress bar, right? So essentially what I'm going to do is, I'm actually need to check my code, but I'm going to try and see if I can do it without like checking my code first, right? So, um, so it's playing. So, um, it's playing. So animation duration. So you have the animation play state. It's running. Animation duration is loading, right? So what we want to do is, so let me just check, right? When the video is done playing, how did I undo this? So let me just check the demo source code. By the way, like all this code is actually on GitHub that you can check. So components, video, then the overlay. I just want to check how I handled that bit. So it's loading. Okay, yeah. So that's what I did. It's playing. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. All right. So apparently what I did was okay, but this does not make any sense. I'm looking at my own code and it doesn't make sense. Okay, no wala. Let's try this, right? Um progress bar inner style. So let's come over. So let's come back here. So okay, come over here. So if it's loading, right? Show nothing. This class doesn't exist. But if it's not loading, then we add the progress bar inner. So let's see what that gives us. Oh shit. Loading. Nope. Save it up and let's see. So let's play. Let's refresh. What's happening here? So it's loading, shows nothing. Uh, so that means, does that mean it's still loading? It's loading. Nope. There's something wrong somewhere. So on can play through, set is loading to false. So it's loading. It's false. Oh, interesting. Oh, shit. Understand what's happening. There should be a space here. That's why. But it doesn't concatenate. So let's see now. Yeah, soft. So let's just wait for this video to play through and let's see what happens. Okay. So let's see what happens when the video is done. Okay, yeah. So let me play. So there's definitely something wrong, right? Um, so what I want to do is, if the video is not loading and it has, okay, let me just confirm. Let me just confirm from the code what I did differently. It's loading, blah 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 video. Let me check the video component itself. So I broke it down here much more appropriately. Blah 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 blah. On time update, video ref equals video. It's playing, it's loading, current time. So my internet got disconnected, man. Let me just continue from here, man. Oh shit. The woes of living in Nigeria, man. And everybody's gone. Come and join, no, come back and join. Shit, man. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So, I just want to confirm. I want to confirm what exactly I need to do to kind of do some form of reset for this guy. Set current. So if it's loading, so on waiting, set loading is true. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going to add this prop. I've literally forgotten what it does, but I'm just going to add it. On waiting equals set is loading equals to true. I think this guy is just going to allow us. It's going to allow the video to buffer for a few sec or something. Right. So let's play this. Okay, so let's play. Okay, so the issue we are facing here is something a bit more intense, right? So if it's loading, animation duration is 0 seconds. If it's not loading, animation duration is that. Let me take one look. Let me take another look at this code, and if there should be a way to reset this guy. So unloading. So I want to check something on ended. On ended. So if it is loading, right? If the video is loading, so if the video is loaded and the play state, so I think the best thing to do is just to make a check for the video durations for the current time and this guy. So if what do you call it? This guy, current duration, current time, not equals to video duration. So if the current time is not equals to the video duration, we want this progress bar class to be on the component, else we want that to be empty. So let's see what that gives us. Come back here where it's WeTube, refresh, play. Okay. So right now, this is a 24 seconds video that I just want to play. And let's see if we are going to be able to replay this again. Oh, perfect. So what that means is I can play this guy again. Yo, so yeah, that's what I needed to do. I just needed to make a check if the current time and duration is not the same, right? And literally, yeah, that's it. Too. In an hour live stream, I think we've been able to build a custom video player. So far, so good. You can add some additional features to this video player if by popular demand, or if you want me to do like another live stream where I kind of try to like add new features to this player, like you can drop comments in the comment section. Also, like I mentioned, the code, like all the code, a cleaner version of this code is actually available on GitHub, where I've broken things down like into components the way you should in project. This is a live stream. Many a times you don't follow like the best principles and stuff, right? Yeah. So that's it, everybody. If you joined this live stream from the beginning and you enjoyed, please drop some comments in the comment section. Also, I'm thinking of doing a live stream where I will review some of the best websites that I've come across this year. If you have some website that you've seen that are like mad websites, uh, you can just drop them like in the comments when this video goes live, so that it will be part of the videos that I review. My name is Aremu Smog. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or a wonderful night wherever you are in the world. Bye for now. And don't forget to build like a boss. I needed to say that. Don't forget to build like a boss. Yep. Cheers.